From High Point, North Carolina, the town also known as Little Chicago, it's time for the Friday Night Gamble! Featuring Matt Walsh and his co-host, the pride of Charlottesville, Virginia, Raymond Hitman Brooks. I'm your MC, Tony P, and tonight's special guest is Emily Stewart. Woo! 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 Sit back, relax, grab a club tail, and let's roll the dice as we welcome our host, the Statesville troubadour himself, Matt Walsh. Woo!
Babe, I look around for my shoes. Lord, no, I must have had them on. Whoa, walking blues, I thought this morning. Look around for my shoes. Well, you know, I'm all about them, baby. I must have had them. Oh, rock and blues. Some people tell me, Lord, oh, rock and blues ain't bad. It's about the West of feeling, Lord, I most never had. Lord, they tell me now, your rock and blues ain't bad. This morning if I took go ride the blind, I've been the street of Lord, not just no, don't mind dying. I'm gonna leave this morning, ooh, ride the blind. Well, I've been mistreated, Lord, I don't. Tell me all about it. Carolina. Me no walking blues. Hot and mighty. Tony P.
Man, what
Tony
up?
P. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man.
Ricky Dickerman. You're already halfway in the can.
It's Friday, baby.
And we're not even 5 minutes into the show.
I've been drinking since breakfast, baby.
My goodness. How's everybody doing tonight? We hope you're having a good time. We hope you got some smoke. We hope you got some club tails. Welcome to the Friday Night Gamble. I am Matt Walsh. Over here, Mr. Hitman, the Raymond the Hitman Brooks.
Yeah.
And tonight we have the lovely Miss Emily Stewart with us. And you are in for a treat because
She is lovely.
some of the songs she's been doing up here right before the show started, they're fantastic. So folks, if you dialed in, please send this show, send it. I'm living in the wrong era. Born in the wrong time, right? So anyway, if you're watching this show, share it with your friends, your family, everybody you know, whoever. And folks, also, I put out a new album coming in September on the 25th, Burnout Soul. There's a link to pre-order it there in the description of the live stream. Also, you can watch
He likes that. But he likes that.
Well, he's been listening to it all week. I can't listen, Tony P. I'm sick of the CD, and it's a great album.
Yeah.
But all I hear is
Good.
all upstairs. It's all they do. And they're banging on the walls.
I mean, that's what you get for letting them stay.
But
up
you know
there
what? They
today,
went.
but-
I sent them to obedience class
Well,
this
how'd
week.
that go?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We're gonna see. But anyway, folks, if you want to pre-order the album, it's in CD format right now. I have some albums coming out later right around the release time. But anyway, if you want to go ahead and pre-order one of these, you can. The link's in there. And Emily Stewart, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You have a wild story. Let me put this thing up. You are from Alabama, right?
Yeah.
The way I understand it. Let's get the show started right here, folks. If you're out there, we do this little thing Emily called a team drink. Emily's already cracked into her club there.
I didn't know I was supposed to yet.
Anything goes on this show. So we're gonna crack a little club tail, and we do this thing with the audience out there. We have a team drink, so we can all be kind of drinking together. And so here's to you, and I hope you had a good week. It's about to get a lot better here in about right now. Let's do it.
Cheers. Happy Friday, guys.
Cheers.
And that team drink is sponsored by our friends at Club Tails. Check them out. It's a cocktail in a can. The starter kit includes, I guess, what would be like a Sunny Margarita. And our friend Liz Bloodworth out there, she says Sunny Margarita is life. She's part of the Club Tail Army that we started. She'd never had them before.
Life, man.
Well, it's tasty.
Well,
it's
when you
good.
open it up, you just get, it's like your mouth. Like
It's
a
like
sun,
it's like
a sun
summertime.
just
It's like
suddenly
summertime.
shines in your
It's
mouth,
summertime.
You know? Hits those little taste
That's
buds.
what she said.
You know,
And
those
folks,
little
also,
sun rays
before we
hit
get
those
to Emily,
taste
I have to
buds.
give a shout out. The show has a new sponsor, Ray.
Ooh.
Our friend Doc Sigmer up in Colorado, he makes these fantastic slides called Rocky Mountain Slides. And I'm not just saying this because he's sponsored. We've been friends for 20 years. I'm not saying it because of that. I have played every damn kind of slide there is. You know, I've played glass wine bottle slides. I've gone to Lowe's Hardware and gotten the copper pipes and had them cut them down. I've played even with, the damn 1/4-inch crescent socket,
Yeah.
So, but these slides are fantastic. They are the best slides I've ever played. I mean, as far as the weight, the feel, I gave one to old Drew Faust and let him play it last week. He couldn't agree more. So if you check them out, RockyMountainSlides.com. Give Doc a shout. Doc Sigmer is a nice guy, fantastic guy. He's just this guy that lives in the countryside beside this big stream that goes right by. I mean, it looks like
He's in
somehow
Denver, right?
it looks like somehow like Lord of the Rings or something.
Well, that's how Colorado is, man. He must be a lucky fella.
He
to
is
live
a
somewhere
he's a
like
lucky
that.
guy, man. But he just sits out there all day and just makes slides. He makes all kinds of slides. So anyway, Emily, you are from Alabama, right?
That's right.
And how long have you been in North Carolina?
I guess since like the mid 2000s.
Okay, so you've been there a while.
Yeah.
So what brought you had a you work you still do a lot of farming or gardening or involved in that kind of stuff. That's part of your lifestyle and
There's
part of your
100
life.
tomato plants in the yard right now.
Wow.
I can attest. We have 100 tomato plants at my house.
It just you just accidentally end up with that many.
So how are they doing this year?
Oh, they are producing.
We've had some incredible tomatoes.
Yes.
I mean, like
It's been a good year.
there was one that came in that was literally this big,
Wow.
and it's not like I grow them. Kelly does all the growing and everything, but she is. Have you heard this thing where an old guy, a guy at the Greensboro Farmers Market, told us that the thing to do with tomatoes is make them struggle.
Make them struggle.
Don't water them. Because they'll produce a tastier fruit and a bigger fruit.
More concentrated probably because it's not as watered down.
And we did it. We've done it the last couple, but this year it really worked. And he was just an old timer out there, you know, and everything. But he was funny as hell. He said, you know how to plant a tomato? And I said, yeah. He said, how deep do you plant it? I said, well, he said, show me! Show me!
Up to its
Real
neck.
aggressive. But very cool. And he taught us something. So you were, I guess I take it you were on a farm in Alabama and working on doing a farm?
Actually, I grew up in a newspaper office.
Okay, so I've got it totally wrong. Well, just tell me how how the farm thing started. Or
I actually a few years ago, some friends and I found a place out in Rockingham County, and there was just a bunch of land to grow stuff on. And
but now, when you were in Alabama, you got hit by a tractor, and that's what started you going to.
I was laid up for like 5 months.
You got hit by a tractor, and when I think of that, I always think when I read that, I thought when the other person we know that plays music that was hit by a tractor but tragically did not make it was Merle. Merle Watson. So that's wild.
It is, and it just I feel like it just started at that moment. But
so that's when you started playing music.
Mm-hmm. I'd had a guitar sitting around collecting dust for like 5 years.
And how old were you then?
I was like 23, I think.
Okay.
22.
Oh, so out of your teens.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic. So you just decided to take that time and learn how to play.
Yeah, I had wanted to, and I had a friend that kept coming over to visit. Who Josh Watson would come and we would just play old gospel tunes. And,
right.
He encouraged me and then dragged me on stage, which I would not have done
How
that.
the hell did you get hit by a tractor? What happened?
I was driving down Friendly Avenue.
You were on the tractor driving.
No, I was in a car.
Oh, you were in a car. Okay, so that's how I'm getting this all wrong. I'm thinking the farm life, all this stuff. I've got this thing totally backwards. I just read that you were hit by a tractor. That's all I read. That was all. They didn't really go into depth about it. So I'm sitting here going, well, and then the next thing I read was that you were into farming and gardening and stuff. And I thought, well, she must live on a farm in Alabama. It was a tractor accident. So I've got this.
I don't know what
how you
They all
sound connected.
Emily, I've not been a talk show host long.
Man, I get it.
You're doing good.
Confused, man.
You get it, Terry.
Man.
You
Sometimes
get it, Terry.
I go to the wrong house to deliver a pizza, man. I get it,
Terry.
Terry.
I told you about talking, man. You got work to do.
Sorry.
So anyway, so you were in your car and got hit by a damn tractor.
Mm-hmm.
So how the hell do you get hit by?
It was like a grading and paving company guy it was a front loader.
Gotcha.
And he just didn't have any flagman or anything.
Was he drinking Club
decided
Tails?
he would cross the road. He said it was the 4th time that had happened to him on Friendly Avenue.
4th time.
I was like, this is very unfriendly behavior on Friendly Avenue.
Wow. Talk about the irony.
Yeah.
Goodness
I also
gracious.
got towed by Bobby's Friendly Towing one time. I didn't appreciate that either.
That's like when they say, that's like the saying when they say it's all good. It usually isn't.
Yeah.
So Hitman, what you got for Emily?
Well, are there any other instruments that you play other than acoustic, banjo?
I play a little bit of banjo lele or honkalulu. And
What
then
is a
What
hunkaloo?
is that? Yeah.
It's basically a banjo.
I read that you were getting
Don't
ready to
tell
play. I
anybody.
think you were getting ready to play that in the you had just in the article I read. You had just started playing that.
Yeah, my
Okay.
Aunt Nancy. Well, I'm still fixing it up for her technically, so hopefully she's not watching. But it is in much better shape than when I
Hey,
took
Aunt
it.
Nancy.
She had this thing laying around and it needed new tuning pegs, but it was like an old solid steel Dixie Honkalulu from right after the war. It was
And you
like
said it's like a
post-war
ukulele?
steel. It's made out of steel.
Or a banjo.
Banjo
A
lately. And
Banjo
it
lady.
has wooden tuning pegs and a steel body.
Wow. So it's almost, does it have like a resonator sound to it, or?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
metal, except
Wow.
for the tuning pegs, which are wooden,
Wood,
which is the
okay.
opposite of usual.
Wow. So how's that coming along?
Well, I enjoy playing it. I just
Do you play it out and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It helps to have some percussion behind it or something.
Right. It's not a solo instrument.
Yeah, it's just so like high in the frequency range.
Right.
But it's fun to play.
And then you play harmonica.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? I mean, what all do you play?
Dulcimer,
Everything.
banjo, guitar. That's me. Well, I have a dobro that I'm learning to play, and a zongruin, which is like a
That was the instrument I read that you were. That's yeah.
yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. What is that?
So a zongruin is a it's like a Chinese. It almost feels like, because it's round but it almost feels like a bassy banjo when you play it.
Wow.
But it's and it has these huge frets. I wish I had it. My friend Bob is actually fixing it up for me.
How did you come across this thing?
My friend Jacob, who used to run a yoga studio over
Okay.
in Winston-Salem, and he was a meditation teacher there, and
Alright.
we would get together and jam sometimes, and I just fell in love with this thing for years, and finally we worked out a trade for it. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, he had it. I think he ordered it all the way from China, so
Wow.
they're hard to come by
wow.
now.
I think I know.
So,
I think I've seen those instruments before. I think I know what she's talking about.
Right.
They've got
You
a
know what
great
she's talking about?
tone. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well, I
Tony-
spent a
Tony
month in
P.
Beijing. I spent a month in Beijing.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
yeah.
I
What am I
got
talking
to,
about?
yes, I was going to all these different things and seeing all
Hell, they were
these
trying to
different-
send you over there to live at one point, weren't they?
Well, yeah.
Good thing you
They
said
wanted
no.
to. America wanted to kick me out, but I was like, hell no.
Well, hell no. We're keeping Tony P. We're keeping Tony P. But from what I read about you, kind of have this kind of quest to like, there's no limit on the amount of instruments you want to learn how to play.
well, I guess I probably should limit it if I want to do a good job, but I just can't seem to.
I know the feeling.
And here's something else I learned about Emily too, is that one of our other upcoming guests coming on, Ella Patrick,
Yeah.
is your cousin.
Yeah.
Shout out to you,
Fourth
Ella, if
cousin.
you're watching there. How you doing? We can't wait for you to come on the show too.
Tell your mama I said hey.
Well, let's do a song, y'all.
Okay.
How about it? What do you want to do?
Let's do that. The one in A minor.
Hey, man.
C.
All right, that's a great one to start out with. Y'all gonna love this.
Woo!
Uh-oh.
This is one of those Wiley chairs.
Uh-oh.
We do
I
not
also-
need to have Wiley chairs. We'll have to check that one out after
Probably
the
how
show.
I like to perch like a
Sorry,
bird.
Ricky?
man. I was in charge of the chairs, man.
Man,
Sorry.
dude.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's not Ricky.
No.
It's Terry. Well, I
yeah.
thought you were. I thought you were
It's
just
just-
doing the technical
Yeah,
stuff.
well,
You're-
I try to put him to work.
oh, so he's in
I mean,
charge of set now
Well,
too.
I need him to do something.
Listen, Tony Peel-
Instead of just
Tony-
sitting here talking
listen,
about pizzas all the damn time.
Sorry.
Tony P will put your ass to work.
I,
Tony P will put your ass to work.
I did the
Terry.
best I could, man.
You know, we're paying you
It
good
was
money.
challenging.
We're
It
paying
was
you good
dark
money.
up here, man. Damn.
Go ahead and do this one.
Can't see the moon on the river tonight. The light in your eyes is still so bright. Fire in the valley casts a shadow upon night time. turns a shit cold tear. Thoughts run in circles all around my head. So many words we've left unsaid. I could see the water rising high above the dam. Oh, jump in the air to float around the bed. Climb up the rocks and start all over again. Tell you how the sheep will always follow the wind. Stay here, sleep in the thick of the pines. Lay back and pretend that your mind don't leave, my dear. I could stay here, melt right into your arms. We're living succumb to your charms, I shake cold dear. Heartache, weeping fear, oh, it's been a long year. Searching hard for some kind of sign. I've been feeling the heat, need something simple and sweet. Know your love will never be mine. I could stay here, sleep in the thick of the pines. Lay back and pretend that your mind don't leave, my dear. I could stay here, melt right into your arms. Live and succumb to your charms, I shake, oh dear. I shake, oh dear.
Far out, man. Like Jillian Welch, man. It's like Jillian
Fantastic.
Thank
Fantastic. Just fantastic.
Stoner.
Fantastic. So, oh, goodness gracious. Ricky, how many have you had so far?
I don't know.
There's Ricky. Crazy Ricky.
You know, I told I told myself, Tony P, when he came over tonight, I was going to watch myself. The last couple times he's come over, man, he gets me about halfway drunk before
Well, he comes over so early. It's
Well,
like
he's over
ready
here at
to-
like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hey, well,
Calling on the door.
I've been sitting there since 10 o'clock in the morning. I've been out working hard on the campaign trail.
Really?
Yeah.
Hardwood 2020.
I don't even want to hear that shit. He's getting off camera right there.
Well, Tony P, you're supposed to be his campaign manager.
I don't know why he keeps saying that. I keep telling him what his message needs to be, and he keeps just telling me to shut the hell up.
So you're not involved?
Well, I mean, I haven't done anything for him.
He calls you his campaign ranger.
Yeah, I know what he calls me.
Hardwood
Hey,
2020.
when he gets on message, I might think about it, but right now he's not on
Well,
message.
what message are you worried about?
Dude, you want me to start listing the shit?
Just
that's going
one or two.
problem?
We ain't got all night. This
I
ain't
mean,
a
we ain't got all
political
night. You're
show.
right.
Tony P,
Let's just go on.
he flipped on marijuana.
There we
he
go.
says he's gonna
Free
legalize
and
marijuana.
legal. And it was going to be free. I saw it on Facebook.
And it's going to be free.
That's what he said.
Well,
He's revolutionizing things. I don't know.
Things are going to
I don't
change.
know.
I'm going to be the vice governor.
Emily, speaking of Gillian Welch, who are your influences?
Well, Gillian Welch
Gillian
is
Welch?
definitely one of
Listen,
them.
when did you see her? When did you first become aware of her?
Probably when I think Soul Journey was the first one that I really got in, or Revival actually.
Revival.
I love
I
that
think that was
song,
around
though.
the time I got to.
Paper
what
Wings.
song? Paper Wings.
It's a good one.
God, that's a fantastic. And it almost has that Les Paul, Mary Ford kind of quality. Something like Smoke Rings. If you ever
Yeah.
heard that one, you know. But Gillian Welch and David Rollins, right? Is that his name? Saw them on Austin City Limits like 20 years ago, and it was like the best. It was just Do you know who I'm talking about? Gillian
Yeah.
Welch? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just her and David Rollins, and it was like the best thing I had seen all year. That what they did, it was fantastic.
I don't
Yeah,
think. What is
they-
this? What have you seen?
It's on Austin C. Lamson. You can't even find it. The only thing you can find on YouTube is that song "Don't Tear My Still House Down,"
Oh, I love that
which
one.
is a
I've been
fantastic.
there.
But check it out. It's
Yeah.
worth what on Austin C. Limits. If y'all haven't
Austin
seen
City
it,
Limits.
Gillian Welch, David Rollins, "Don't Tear My Still House Down," and it's a shame that somebody didn't post that whole episode because man, it was fantastic.
They don't have all those episodes on YouTube.
No, they just got the one song.
Really?
That's all they've got.
That's all.
That's all they got. So anyway, Gillian Welch.
Yeah, Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Odetta, Emmylou Harris.
Yeah.
A lot of Alabama.
I like
Artists.
Alabama too.
You like Alabama?
I do. A lot of
like
folks from
Alabama.
Alabama made some.
But
good-
that's nothing to be ashamed of. That's fantastic music. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, I love Alabama. Hell yes.
I'm a
What
big
else?
fan. Let's see.
I just don't hear people say Alabama anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I grew up with that music with my grandparents, you know, playing that
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
Probably the first stuff I listened to was the real classic. Like my uncle ran a country radio station in South Alabama, and
Oh, wow.
so my grandma would always
What
have
station?
it on WMFC.
Okay.
WMFC.
Yeah.
What does
In
that call it?
Monroeville.
Remember?
And and my grandma always had it on, so I grew up here, and Hank and Loretta Lynn and Patsy Cline
All right,
and
now, Loretta
Kitty
Lynn.
Wells.
I'm going to go ahead and say this, and you can get mad at me or whatever,
Oh Lord.
but Loretta Lynn was the greatest country music
Nah.
Oh yeah.
female singer that ever lived. Even
Drink.
better than Patsy
King Drink.
Cline.
Uh,
And let's
I
take...
thought you were gonna say
King
something
Drink.
bad about Loretta.
I
Lynn.
No! Good
Drink.
God almighty! She's a beautiful
Drink
woman.
Loretta Lynn.
Yes.
To you, Loretta. To Loretta Lynn, the greatest female country singer that ever was.
I agree.
My
No
God,
really problem.
if you're looking at me, you're looking at country. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I gotta go get me one of them club tails. Hardwood.
Go
2020.
get you one, Ricky. Go get you one. No, Loretta Lynn,
I
I
tried
mean,
to
that's
catch it,
just,
but I'm not.
man, I mean, if I think about country, I mean, she embodies,
Oh yeah.
she's a beautiful woman. Just everything about her, it just exudes beauty. But that's me. I'm crazy about Loretta Lynn. I've had a crush on her for 20 years. You know, so.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Don't
record?
get me started talking
I
about
like
Loretta
this
Lynn.
one.
Can you
Yeah.
tell? Can you tell?
Yeah. Sometimes I do Coal Miner's Daughter. I haven't done that one in a while though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might not be ready for all them key changes. Either.
I don't think I
Maybe
I
a
like
little too much
Crystal Gale,
sunshine for.
man.
am. Ray, what you got?
Well, what instrument would you play if you didn't play the instruments that you play?
All
now?
the ones that you do play.
Yeah.
I want to learn to play the drums.
That's what I always say, Hitman.
Yeah.
That's and you know
Hey.
I've said the same thing.
Yeah.
All the
You always say
string
drums,
players,
man.
you know, we don't play drums. the
Right.
same time,
Yeah.
you know?
Give us lessons.
Lessons.
I think we're gonna spend a Sunday one day, and it's gonna be like an all-day workshop.
group lesson.
You know, I love a workshop.
You know, man.
Yeah.
If, any,
I'll have a
if,
plan
any,
within a month.
if anybody's
Awesome.
interested
Oh, yeah.
in this, I'm willing to say, hey, if there's interest out there, anybody wants to learn how to play drums, Raymond can teach you to play drums in 15 minutes probably. I've seen him play. No, seriously, I've seen him at our shows. Take people that wanted to come up and say, "Oh, your drums! I always want to play drums." He said, "Oh, cool. Here I'm playing drums by the time the next set's going," and that's like a 15-minute break.
I've seen them learn
So
to play spoons in 15
if anybody
minutes
wants
themselves.
to learn how to play drums, hit him up on Facebook. You can just send him a message. He's down to earth. He's the kindest, sweetest person, one of the most nicest persons I know.
Wow.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
those teachers.
Do you finance those lessons?
That was a
man?
joke. That was a joke.
No,
I put my
Terry,
rep
we're
on
not
live for
giving
you, man.
No, Terry, we're not giving you
Nah,
free
so
drum
anyway,
lessons.
check. But if you want some lessons,
I'll
get
pay you
with
back,
Ray.
man.
And I tell you what, if anybody wants to see a Friday night gamble where Ray just does a drum clinic, we're hip to that too. But we gotta see
Oh,
you.
yeah.
We gotta see you say that you wanna do it. So keep it in mind. Anyway, if you want lessons, you want to learn how to play drums, this is the guy. So
Hit me up.
hit him up.
All right.
So what are you listening to right now?
I'll get
Right
with you,
now?
man.
Frazee Ford.
Who is that?
She is I'm trying to think. I just learned about her, so I don't know a whole lot except that her voice is phenomenal.
Phenomenal, yeah.
My friend Maddie Sheets turned me on to her.
I know Maddie.
Yeah, I figured. But yeah, she's got an amazing voice. The Secret Sisters, they're close to my heart because they're from Florence.
Okay. South Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're sweet. They offered to help my mama get rid of some kittens.
Always a good thing. Kittens are hard to get rid of these days.
I know a few I wanted to get rid of.
Kittens are hard to get rid of these days. All right, let's play.
Right, he'll take care of the kids.
Let's
Yeah.
play another song. What you got?
You want to do that one in G?
Yeah, you can do that.
Is he gonna stay over there?
Hey man, that thing freaks me out, man. Please, man.
He does.
Somebody tell him to chill the hell out, man.
He does not bite him.
sorry.
I'm sorry. He does not bite. So that's the good news about Rhodey.
I do.
He's friendly. The only time he bites is when he's out of weed. And then he gets kind
I
of.
get it.
Terry, make sure he's not ever out of weed.
Hey, I got some, man. What are you looking for, man?
We didn't need all that. Just make sure.
Well, I mean, I know a guy.
Oh, we got some harmonica on this one.
Run like hell, throw the necklace out the window, take a ride on the money, left at the cinders and part of myself. I used to act like
down here in North Carolina, y'all. Give it up for Emily Stewart. Emily, how can they find your music?
Well,
Uh-oh.
Ray,
well, my
help.
hair, this happens all the time. These things are just like hair pulling machines.
It's happened to me.
Thank
What,
you.
at a fish concert?
Well, no, I was running for some pizza. The microphone.
How can they
Again, another
Find
pizza
it
story.
on Bandcamp.
That's
Bandcamp.
what I do.
And there's also some of my stuff under the Magpie Thief page on Bandcamp.
Yeah, talk about Magpie Thief.
Yeah, that's a band I'm in with Maddie. Sheets.
Right, Maddie Sheets. If you're
Yeah.
watching Maddie, I ain't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing well.
He is. And yeah, so we basically, he plays more like slide guitar and I play a lot of banjo.
Right.
And that duet.
And what kind of music?
Country,
kind of?
sort of like indie folk kind of.
Okay.
I mean, it's a blend of, obviously I'm more southern and Maddie is from Connecticut, so it's like
Right.
opposite.
Opposite
But it's
attract.
a cool,
Yeah,
a cool blend.
very cool. Well, what are your pet peeves as a musician?
Oh Lord. When I don't get to play music.
That works pretty well right now. Folks, we do this thing every week on the Friday Night Gamble, and Emily, I don't know if you dance. Before this experience, I never danced. If anybody ever wanted to dance with me, I said, well, I'm a musician. I always played the music, so I don't dance. But we do this thing every week. What are you going to say, Tony?
Can I just ask something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Ray has heard or known you the longest
Yeah.
here. Ray, is it true that he never danced before this show?
Spill the beans,
It's the
man.
truth.
I mean, I'm not
It's
going to
the
say
truth.
what he does on the shows dancing, but
Hitman knows everything about me, y'all.
Well, because
You can't
we'll play a
work it.
gig. We'll play a gig, and on our breaks they'll play music. Where they have the doing the wobble or all the line dances and everything. Matt's to the side.
Matt's in his van.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man,
So,
I get it, dude.
he doesn't
There's a
dance.
spark to it.
He doesn't dance.
all right.
Yeah.
I don't
all right.
dance.
Ray.
And
say
Ray knows
that
everything
every
there is to
year.
know about me. You travel up and down the road with someone for 3 years.
I would
Every
agree.
week,
That's
you,
why I
you
went
know
to the
everything
source.
about them.
That's why I
But we
went to
do
the
this
source.
thing called Dance Party Tony P, and every week we have we feature album of the week, and this week it just happens to be another album because we got a bunch of them by our friends Brownie McGee and Sonny Terry, who have roots in Durham, North Carolina. Now the thing is, these guys even played on Broadway. They were in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
really?
They were.
Tennessee
They were in.
Williams.
And if you ever saw The Jerk with Steve Martin, they are in the
I have
opening
seen The
scene
Jerk.
playing on the
Really?
porch.
There,
Yes,
those
sir.
are those
Wow.
guys.
Yes,
Hey, man, if I look
Yes,
there,
man.
Now the funny thing about them is that they hated each other. And I did not know this. I did not know this until
that is funny.
No, I did not know this until I met Jimmy Vaughn's keyboard player, who's passed away now, in a blues competition back in 2000 or 1999. And he told me, he said, you said you're from North Carolina. He said, you ever listen to Brownie McGee and Sonny Terry? I said, oh yeah. So I grew up on it, and that's what made me want to play guitar to some degree, kind of guitar I was playing. He said, they hated each other, right? And I said, no, I didn't. But they really did not get along.
They
too
really
well.
didn't. So they played together and they did not get along.
They made probably 500, recorded 500 songs more.
together, and they never.
They never really got along too well.
That just goes to show you what you're willing to do.
So we're gonna
for your art.
do a little bit of this stuff because this, to me, this show's about North Carolina music, and this is some old Piedmont blues here. So we do this little thing called Dance Party. Emily's.
All right. Let's get it.
Twerk for him, Matt. Twerk for him.
We drinking rough stuff.
Rough stuff.
Tough stuff.
Tough stuff.
Stuff without bone.
Wow.
If you can't mess with
Give
the
it,
stuff,
man. Give it, man.
leave the mess alone.
Work it.
Go on, work it out. Work it out.
There it is, ladies.
Where are my dollars going?
Where's all your money going to now? Whoa.
I think it's called a muscle.
Ricky, get out right chair. Here, cutting the rug, Ricky. Woo! You know, that's the first time we've ever done. It's the first time we've ever done dance party.
Oh, Lord.
And it was a whole song. Oh, there he
You
is!
got it.
I got double.
Let's speak. God! Oh my God! What the hell? Listen, I thought you went to obedience training.
Terry! We're supposed to be with these guys.
Jesus! Where's Terry? Where's Terry?
I don't know, man.
Where's
He's probably
Terry?
out back.
Terry!
He's not. I don't even know.
Terry!
Terry!
Get your ass up here, Terry!
I mean, what kind of?
He's out there smoking.
Has anybody checked the moon phase?
He's out there smoking. Number 7.
It should be like a. It shouldn't be nowhere near a full moon.
Connie P, that's Hollywood.
Oh,
That's
I'm
Hollywood. That's silver bullets. All that shit doesn't work.
sorry.
Just blow them up. Cut a limb off. It regenerates.
All right, well, whatever.
They're like cockroaches.
I've gotta-
Listen,
now
if there's
I've
a
gotta
nuclear
check all
war,
my
they'll be the
settings
last
because
ones.
You're roadie.
They'll be the last ones around. If there's a nuclear war, they'll
That obedience
survive.
class helped a lot. I can tell.
Number 7. You went to obedience class this week, did it? You doing a little bit better? All right. Well,
He's sitting down. That's a good
that's a
sign.
good sign. That's a good sign. He's not peeing in the floor. Listen. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Listen. Now, what did we learn in obedience school this week? What did we learn? How many what? How many what? Picks in the jar.
Oh,
jar.
in the jar.
He's going to do it. Now, Rhodey, you want to tell him what you learned, how to do it? How do you do it?
Yeah.
If you can guess, I'll translate. If you can guess how many picks in the jar, but it has to be the exact amount. We're not doing the closest one anymore. It has to be the exact amount. So you guys have to guess. Now show them, Rhodey. What are they getting, Rhodey? If they win, here, look here, Rhodey. Can you catch? Remember fetch? When we fetch?
Oh, this should be fun.
You ready?
Okay, don't get too excited.
Oh, golly! Too many club tails. Anyway, it's a Johnny Bootlegger koozie. It's a Johnny Bootlegger koozie. How many picks? Can you guess how many picks? God, it's really paying off. Somebody give him a treat.
What's
Here.
paying off?
The obedience class. Here.
I mean,
Ray,
he done messed up our whole
Tony
set.
P, you sound like Buddy Hardwood.
Well, he's done messed up our whole set.
You sound like Buddy. What do you mean he's messed up the whole
I
set?
mean, he
Here,
knocked crap
Ray,
out.
give him his treat. Give him his treat. Here, I'm up. Look, hey, get a hold of yourself. You're gonna lose your treat. You're gonna lose your treat. You're gonna lose your treat. Do you want your treat?
I'm done with these. I'm done with these damn werewolves.
Some Johnny Bootlegger apple. You go kennel up. Drink it in your kennel.
I'm not going to say I agree with Buddy Hardwood on a bunch of stuff, but I might be willing to listen to him on these werewolves.
Take them all down to the
Tony P.
I mean, I'm sorry.
You saw what Buddy Hardwood did?
Hey, that dude's crazy.
I saw what he did at number 3 that night on the show.
I felt bad for
It's awful, man.
I felt bad for
Have a heart.
Hardwood 2020.
You're gonna keep on. You're gonna get Sarah McLachlan on us.
Hey, man. There's nothing
Me?
wrong with that.
Yeah, you're
man.
going. Sarah McLachlan will shut the show down. If
Why
you
are
start,
we gonna
man,
start
she
abusing
rocks,
these and
man.
shutting them up in cages?
Well, I don't do.
I followed her around in Ireland one summer, man.
Sorry, Emily.
I
Sorry.
digress. Y'all go back to y'all's show. I'll
Okay.
go back to manning the equipment.
Hey man, what you got for Emily?
Well, tell me, what advice would you give for a musician want to learn and do what you do?
Start doing it. Like,
Best answer ever.
just
Yeah, I
do as
agree.
much as possible, and play in front of audiences.
So be
because-
honest. Were you like me? Were you doing this before you should have been playing in front of audiences?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got dragged on stage involuntarily.
Right. Okay. So you definitely were.
Yeah. I never would have. I wouldn't have done it
So
myself.
when you got dragged out there, did you just go right into it, or did you just? I mean, you know, what was your initial?
I think I got in a fight with my boyfriend at the time because he was like, "Why didn't you tell me you were playing a show?" Because I just didn't invite anyone. I was so scared. But yeah, I just played some song. Yeah, we made it work. I mean,
Okay, cool, great.
yeah.
And you fell in love with it.
The
I
same-
can remember the first time I ever played in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
And some guy out there said, "Shut the fuck up! Quit fucking yelling!"
I've heard that.
But y'all kind of, I mean, you do project a lot.
Man, I had some rough gigs. I was talking about
That was me, man.
I posted yesterday on Facebook about my old Telecaster and you know how I had seen a lot of bar fights and crazy things. And man, I swear, I grew up in North Carolina, but when I started playing music, I was about 19 years old, and it's like, man, you don't want to go out there and try to play in front of people you've known since high school and all
Yeah,
that
it's much easier with strangers.
Yeah, so so I went off and moved to Wichita, Kansas for about 5 years, and man, I tell you what, bars out there are completely different than they are in North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm talking like a total shit.
Oh, did they throw beers?
Oh,
Did they
yeah,
still have
I've
the
had-
chicken while you were in
Listen,
front of
man.
the stage?
Listen, one
So you
time
don't
I
get
played a
hit?
gig in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and we got in there, and the first thing I saw were two women that were pulling each other's hair out. It was crazy.
Wow.
It turned out that it was like, I went home and Googled the place, and it was like one of the last true biker bars that people call the true biker bars in America.
Awesome, man.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, there was just some rough ass places out there. I mean, it was not like, it's a whole different
Yeah.
atmosphere out there. It was a whole different.
So the other piece of advice is find a supportive audience.
Right, one that
Yeah.
won't, pull your hair out.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all have those in music? Because in acting, I'm not sure we have any supporting
Y'all don't have those?
actresses.
Well, if you're good like her, you can find one. So, what is your
Awesome,
strangest experience as a musician? Craziest
As
experience?
in,
I just named a few.
okay, I played a wedding in Valdez, North Carolina.
Valdez, I know that place.
Valdez.
Up around Hickory.
Exit 111.
Oh.
Yep, yep.
And
Crazy little town.
it was at it was like a small family wedding at the Masonic Lodge, and we were playing music. I think I accidentally stumbled into some meeting in the basement that I was not welcome at.
I've done that.
Have you done that, Ricky?
I have done that.
I can't say
Hey,
that
you
I
just
don't
go
believe
with it.
that.
You
I
just
can't
go
say that I
with it.
don't believe. You just go with it, right?
You just go with it. Hey, I'm not afraid of being naked.
That must have been what happened to Peter Green.
Hardwood 2020.
Right. So you stumbled into it. What kind? Do you want to
It
say
was-
what kind of meeting it was?
I assume it was the meeting of the Masonic Lodge. I was in the
Wow.
basement. I didn't.
And that's some
it was
that's some
weird that they were
secretive shit.
exactly.
I've never understood
So I
what
walk
the hell
in
that's all
my
about.
cowboy boots and I'm the only lady in the room. There's no blending in.
Right. Yeah.
But they have the robes over their head and
Yeah.
candles
Really?
around and all that.
No, they.
I'm just asking.
But so I made a beeline out of there.
Did they
and
turn into werewolves at some point?
maybe after I left, there's no telling. But-
You got ready excited.
Oh Lord.
Hey, man, that thing freaks me out, man.
Well, what about the one that was up here with the pics? He doesn't freak you out?
Yeah, where were you, Terry?
I had to run on the Sir Pizza run, man.
Nah,
See,
man,
this
come
is
on,
where I'm
dude. You were
getting
fired
tired
from
of
Sir
this shit.
Pizza, dude. Come
I went
on,
back over
man.
there and fill out an application, man. I mean,
Son, listen to me. Look at me, son. You're going to have to get your damn life together.
Brian doesn't. He's not the manager there
Nobody-
anymore, man.
You're not loaning this guy
now
money,
Derek
are you, Matt?
is.
What?
You're not loaning this guy any money, are you, while he's down on his luck?
Well, man.
Well,
I'm
you know,
gonna
he's-
get
he-
him straight.
His mom's sick, man.
I mean,
As soon
really?
as
His
look,
mom's sick.
Really?
He says
Tell
his
you-
mom's sick.
It'll
he
just
says.
take. It'll just take 2 or 3.
Listen, let's just-
really good.
Let's just
delivery
do a
runs.
song. Let's
Yes.
just do a song. Let's just do a song. What you got next?
So
We get a good
this
fund me,
is
man.
this is that one in C,
C.
on the or A minor on the banjo.
I don't know what we're gonna do with him, Ray.
Well,
Hey,
think
let's
we're
kick
saddled
this
with it
stoner
now.
out of here.
well, I thought you and Hardwood were
More
for
weed for me.
You guys really messed up, man.
Hardwood 2020.
Really messed up.
Things are gonna change.
So what?
C. Yeah. It's a weird one. I'm gonna warn you.
I'm a weird one.
This evening was swell, but I must bid you farewell. Can tell this ain't a sweet recipe. You've been minding your home and you left me alone. I know you weren't the man for me. I came home to a bath, had a drink and a nap. Asked how much I really could care. Oh, it can't give advice, which make the clever despise. Oh, a heart that's been stripped clean bare. By the lady away that has made its way through your life over the past several years. Though it's no fault of your own, you need some time alone. Figure out how to make your own cheer. So you have something to share with the lady who's fair enough to grace you with her kiss. Otherwise, I surmise that when you call to rise, your loneliness is bound to persist. This evening was swell, but I must bid you farewell. Can tell this ain't a sweet recipe. You've been minding your home and you left me alone. In trouble would not be so plain to say. Trying to test this loneliness, gonna make it hard to believe. It's the lady away that has made you afraid to sit alone beneath the sycamore tree.
Thanks, y'all.
Far out. Far out. Way to go. That's awesome.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So do you have any albums out?
I don't have a full one yet. I have, mostly
But some
Magpie
EP?
Thief EPs.
You gotta
So
get a full album out.
I do, and I just I think that is in the. I'm working on one called Blessing Hearts and Taking Names.
Blessing Hearts and Taking
Taking
Names.
names. I like that
I
title.
like that.
one.
That's
I like
good.
that.
So what's this gonna be? Is it gonna be more acoustic stuff, solo stuff, band stuff?
There'll be a band. I guess probably mostly acoustic with drums.
Right.
Probably some slide guitar, mandolin, upright bass, and drums.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So who are the people that play with you right now? currently?
So I've taken, sort of a break from gigging in some ways. I played a few things solo, but I play some with Casey Horton on viola. We play as a duet, and then I'd have a trio with Nicholas Bullens and TJ Holt out of Walnut Cove in Winston. And I play I just started playing with like a 4-piece right when social
Everything
distancing
started,
started.
yeah. Right.
So that's made it hard to play many more shows with them, but hope to get the Secret Admirers back together soon.
The Secret. So you got a couple. You got a couple things going on.
Yeah, it's
Well,
hard
there's always something happening.
there
Need
is.
some help. I can always join the band.
Listen, shut Terry. Listen, Terry. I tell you what. There's some
I
trash
played
downstairs.
the-
Listen,
I played
listen,
the tambourine.
listen,
I was with the Allman
listen,
Brothers.
listen. The kennels downstairs need to be clean.
I'll
Okay.
get to it, man.
No,
I'm
no,
just
go on.
enjoying
I
the
think
show,
no,
man.
just go on now. I think the show's going to end soon.
So you just get on down there and just take care of what.
Oh, man.
Terry,
Come
you're
on,
too
man.
nice. Just get the. I mean, Matt, you're too nice.
Terry,
Just
get the
hell
fuck down there and clean the fucking kennels
Yeah,
out
do
now.
your fucking
Now,
job.
okay? Look, it's your job.
This is some bullshit, man. All right.
So you say, sorry,
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine.
We're
I
just
should say
training.
You're managing
We're
a
in
lot.
training.
we're
We're
in training. You've been to Subway and all these places before when they trying to make the sandwich and they say, well, we're in training,
Yeah, we're training.
We're training.
That's what I just keep telling myself. We're in
You said you
training.
got some blues numbers. Want
Oh,
an E?
yeah. Want an E?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what you got. Emily Stewart, y'all, check her out. One more time, how can they get a hold of you?
So I'm on Facebook where I do a live stream every week.
Emily, you do one live stream every week.
Yeah, Sunday
Fantastic.
Serenade.
I did not know that. Okay, so
Every
you got your own
Sunday
thing on Sunday.
at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
And then look on Bandcamp for both Emily Stewart and Magpie Thief.
And Emily Stewart Music is kind of your handle across social
Yeah,
media?
with Instagram and
Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha. All right, well, let's
all
do
that
this
good
one.
stuff. What? Oh, the one in E. Like what?
I think it's funny, I'm still a little honey. Wayne's a giving man, you know
Give it up and tell them where it's
Give it
at.
up.
My goodness. Hats off to you. Fantastic songwriting, just fantastic presentation, fantastic voice.
Just like a breath of fresh air in here.
Truly, truly. We've had some fantastic musicians on this show, folks. And we continue to bring you the best songwriters and originators in North Carolina. Raymond Brooks, you got anything to add? I got one thing to add.
What you got?
A show tomorrow.
Yes. The Funk Mob.
The big show.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, do not miss featuring, speaking of originators and some of the best songwriters and entertainers in North Carolina, do not miss my good friend and Ray's good friend, Mr. Aaron Gabriel. If you're out there watching,
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about.
yeah.
He
I
was
like
the
it
second
over there.
guest we ever had on the
Yes,
show.
he was.
And
My first episode.
Well, yeah, your first, your first
Yeah, he
appearance.
was my first guest.
Yes, sir. Aaron is fantastic. If you want to see a real show and a real showman, he is your guy. And rumor is he's coming back on the show.
Oh, I'd love to have Aaron back.
And maybe very soon.
Word
Maybe
around the
very,
campfire.
very,
huh?
very soon. Yes, sir. Around the campfire.
Mhm.
So anyway, Aaron Gabriel will be playing with the Funk Mob down at Rizzo's
In Clemens?
in Clemens. Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
tomorrow night. At what time? Do you know what time it
7
starts?
o'clock.
We're going to try to get down there?
We're there.
We there?
Mhm.
I'm there if you're there.
We're already there.
We're already there.
I mean, I didn't get the invite, but whatever.
Okay.
Where do you want to go?
No, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
Tony P, Mr. Coy. Mr. Coy. Folks, tune in next week. We had a cancellation. Our friend Billy Crawford won't be able to make it, but we're going to have a good guest to make up for him. Billy Crawford will be rescheduled. We just had a scheduling conflict that didn't work out. But anyway, he will be on the Friday Night Gamble on one of our upcoming episodes. I don't know who's going to be next week, but I do know one thing. There he is. Come here, buddy.
Buddy Hardy.
Come here. Where's he at? Where's he at? Oh, it's Showbud. It is Showbud. Oh, and he loves his daddy. Folks, don't be fooled by imitators. Phil, what, Hitman?
The originators.
We are the Friday Night Gamble. Emily Stewart, give it up and tell them where it's at for this beautiful talent. Fantastic. Y'all tune in next week. Have a fantastic weekend. We love you now.
Bring in Buddy.